Fantasy Outsiders in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to week 13. We are here once again. Yes, the week in the NFL season continues, and so does your motherfucking fantasy teams. What's up? It's fortunate. This show is brought to you by 52s and Smoke. You can catch us on Spotify. You probably already caught us. That's how you're listening to this right now. So what you want to do is go ahead and click that share button and let all your friends know one of the most entertaining and intellectual, analytical, all of that show for fantasy football is right here for you. Go ahead and share that. My man LaSalle Ford is in the building. My co-host. How you doing this week, bro?
Hey, man, I'm good. What up, peoples? What up? I'm good. I can't get no better.
I bet you can't. I bet you can't. I bet you can't. Shit. Things are going good for you, I guess.
Yeah, nigga, you ain't about to make me feel bad about my success. It's hard to earn. It was hard to earn. It took a lot of goddamn grit to get where I'm at right now.
I feel you.
I'm happy for it.
I ain't mad at it, man. I want to see the success. If niggas is getting money out here, get money, show these motherfuckers what fantasy football is all about. That's great. But before we get to that, fantasy football going to be over soon. We talking about playoffs, nigga. Playoffs? Yeah, playoffs is here. I hope y'all ready. I hope you in there. But if you ain't, ride through that Dookie League and do your thing. But sooner or later, it's going to be over in a couple of weeks, and we ain't going nowhere. I'm letting y'all know that right now. We're not going anywhere. The show that we're telling y'all about that's coming out next is coming soon. It'll be dropping very soon, and like I said, you're going to hear details about it right here. But right now, we want y'all to do us a favor. This show is going to be covering a broad spectrum of topics. From me, your boy LaSalle, and T-Money. We're going to be talking about any and everything. It's going to be a great show. But hit us up. Send me a message. Hit me on Instagram. Leave me a comment on Facebook at 52s and Smoke and let us know some of the topics you want to talk about. You want to talk about polygamy? You know what I'm saying? Let me know. Drop me a message. We'll break that down for y'all. You want to talk about what you want to talk about? You want to talk about black people at the Golden Globes? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about our representation out there. You want to talk about what you want to talk about? You want to talk about baby mama drama? What?
Look, we going to cover it all. It's going to be the same guys, and we doing the same thing, having fun, talking about just a broad spectrum of pretty much everything. And we're not just limited to football no more. And I find it very interesting that the very first topic that you want to talk about is polygamy. So I know your wife. I'm going to tell your wife.
Hey, listen, these are things to discuss. I'm just saying, it's levels to everything. I'm not afraid of discussing it. Hey, baby, I love you. I love you, baby. I just want you to know that.
I'm going to tell you what. Polygamy, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to think about it. I could barely.
Oh, you ain't going to have no comments? You ain't going to have no comments, what you saying? Okay, I remember that. Yeah, you are something else.
I'm going to have a comment, but I think you more so pro for it. And
I didn't say anything. I said talk. We just going to talk. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things going on in this world. We're going to cover it. So, ladies and gentlemen.
You sound like a man that's been hounding your wife for a threesome.
Listen. I love you, baby. I love you. Don't let this fool. Listen, you know what this is. People, stay on the lookout for it. We're going to keep giving you details as things develop. It is definitely coming soon because fantasy is coming to an end. So speaking of fantasy, if you hear my voice, that means you found us. Make sure you share this with all your friends and let them know what's coming down the pipeline. But let's get into this fantasy, man. How was the week for you, Mr. Champ, Mr. Playoff Bound? What's up?
Hey, the week was good. I can't even complain about my week. And I ain't going to try and sound too arrogant because I ain't going to lie to you. A little bit of a nail biter. And I almost told my wife, I was like, yo, I don't think I'm winning this week. But I ended up pulling it through, man. Like I told people last week, I started Jeff Driscoll.
Word.
I don't know if he worked out. I did. He worked out for me. He was my best option. Colt McCoy obviously just got hurt. And Matt Stafford, I don't think I would ever start Matt Stafford again. Like, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. Although Driscoll, how many points he gave you? He gave you like, what?
He gave me 13.
13.
He gave me 13 points.
Is that below average in your league?
That is below average.
Below average, but it's not a goose. You're going up against somebody that gave you 20 or 22. That hurts you a little bit, but you can make that up somewhere else.
I think, but you know what? It wasn't so. In terms of fantasy quarterbacks, at least in my league, a lot of quarterbacks wasn't putting up big numbers.
No, it was only a couple this week. It wasn't a lot.
Yeah. So I took the guy I was playing had Matt Ryan. He outperformed Matt Ryan, and both my quarterbacks on my team. So that was my best option for what I had. So I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board and regroup. But because your boy is on a bye week next week, I'm gonna still be here talking fantasy with you guys. But I'm gonna be watching everybody try to play for the right to play the champ.
So
You know what I mean?
You got the first round bye. Hey, that's a nice position to be in. I ain't mad at you. I'm not mad at first round bye. That's nice. That's real nice right there.
Hey, and it feel good. But you know what? I completely forgot something. We need to have a moment of silence for T Money. T Money ain't here with us this week, and we need to have a moment of silence for him. He ain't dead. It's just his fantasy hopes and dreams is the motherfucker he ain't going to no playoffs. 2-10, nigga, it's not gonna happen. He's a loser.
Damn, yeah. You know what, Ford? I'll be right there with you. Normally I'll be right there with you, my nigga. But I ain't.
Why you not?
I ain't make the playoffs either, player.
Oh shit!
I didn't make the playoffs, player.
All right.
Listen, this is what happened. This is what happened this week. I'm going into my game. This is the only chance for me to make the playoffs because I lost last week. The dude I'm playing, I had to beat him by 105 points in order to take that 6th spot in the playoffs. Long shot. Wasn't going to happen. Well, it could have happened if Aaron Rodgers had an amazing game. He did not. He hasn't had an amazing game in a long time. If James Conner had an amazing game, did not. He didn't have an amazing game in a long time. If Austin Eckler would have played the whole game as good as he played the half a game last week, I would have been in there. A lot of things didn't go my way. Greg Olsen got hurt. You know, this is just what happens, player. It just happens. I can't do nothing about it.
Yo, you're right. 2 out of the 3. So I give you 2 out of the 3 on those. Yo, you can't expect James Conner to put up 30 every week. That's just not.
That's the thing. I'm not expecting him to put up 30 every week. I'm expecting for the pattern of James Conner to come around. He was very hot in the beginning. He cooled off. It was about time for him to have another breakout, and they start feeding him again. But this guy Samuel that they're putting in the game, stealing snaps from him. The plays they running from, I really don't like. I was watching that game, and I don't like the plays that they're running for him. They're running him straight up the middle a lot, as opposed to in the beginning, they was doing a lot of pulling and going to the outside. And they just stopped doing it for some reason. I don't know. They started playing him like Le'Veon. I'm like, nah, play him like you was playing him in the beginning. And it also has probably got to do with a lot of the teams keying in on him being that he became the starter and was having big games. So everything just changed and his trajectory slowed down. He still had a good game. Don't get me wrong. He had a great game. 2 touchdowns, about 60-something yards, but it's not the 120-yard game, 12 catches and 60 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's not doing that no more.
The issue that you have with him isn't the fact that he put up like 19 to 20 points, I guess, depending on the league you in. Yeah. It's the issue that you needed 105 fucking points. Like you needed to that's not even the most points you needed. You needed to beat your opponent by 105 fucking points, nigga. That's why you mad.
Yeah, that's why I'm mad. I ain't gonna lie.
I would take, because you know what, and I said this a few weeks ago when we talked about it, and I was like, yo, he's not going to be hot, and if he's cold, I would rather him go cold now and then pick it back up towards playoff time.
True. So that's exactly what he's doing. He may pick it up for you, but I thought he would have came back around because literally the last like 3 to 4 games, he didn't put up under 14 points. And I'm like, that's really not impressive. You're not doing nothing great over the last couple of weeks. So I thought it was just time for it to come back around. Maybe he'll hold off a little longer till you get off your bye and shine for you. That'd be great. Ain't gonna happen for me. Fuck that nigga. Fuck that nigga.
So this is the thing, and I was like, yo, you need them to lose. So I think the thing about the playoffs is you want your team or the player that's on your team to be one of those wild card type players. I don't want a Todd Gurley towards in my championships because odds are the Rams already know they got their spot clinched.
They don't slow down.
They're at the top of the division. They're going to slow down, right? And they're not going to be beat.
Curly dickhead ass. Did you see what he did?
Yeah, I seen that. That's his second time doing that. Instead of running it in the end zone, he just kind of take a knee right there on the goal line to
Yeah.
to kill more clock.
I
Yeah.
don't think we talked about it last time because I've seen a lot of people out in the fantasy world like bashing him for doing shit like that because of fantasy stats and this, that, and the third. And we playing fantasy, and then he came out and said he hate fantasy. He don't give a fuck. I don't care about that. That don't matter to me. But at this point, for football's sake, you got to know scoring majority of the time, putting more points on the board is better than trying to waste time. Like in a football mind, there's a lot of instances where you want to waste time, shit like that. That was not one of them. So as a football decision, that was bad. It got nothing to do with fantasy, but that was a bad decision. And you see, I think 2 plays later, they ran it in anyway and scored the points. It's like, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? You want to...
Yeah.
I'm like, did he make that a football decision, or was he still trying to make a point that I don't care about fantasy? I know we winning. I don't have to score. Like, I don't know. I don't even want to think that he was thinking that on the field, but it just seemed like he's overthinking some shit.
So I was watching that when he did that, my son looked at me and was like, "Why you do that?" And I was like,
I can't even explain that.
I couldn't, and I just told him straight up, I don't know. Me and my son rarely speak on Sundays anyway, because he's a goddamn Seahawks fan, and then he's an asshole, because I guess it's hereditary. So he gives me shit about my Lions, and then he just talks shit all day long, and I can't roast an 11-year-old the same way I would roast a grown man.
Right.
So I don't really have PG-13 type of jokes. So I'm like, all right, and I gotta let them have it. I be letting them have it. Like, all right, man, you got me. Yeah, we lost.
Yeah, no, that's a very, very fine line, and they don't even know it. Like, I got a 16-year-old, and I swear I'll be trying to save his confidence for like future. When you 27, I don't want what I'm about to say to you right now to fuck you up. So I let it. I just gotta eat it. It's kind of, it's a hard line to walk. I want y'all to know that. And if you ever listen to this, I'm saving you. That's love right there. Because, boy.
It is.
Ooh, boy.
Because, when they get older and they want to roast, we can go ahead. Over 20? No, fuck that. Yeah. Over 18? You try and roast me in my house? I'm telling you, I'm going in like it's another grown man.
Exactly.
And you can't roast somebody that, and I'm going to tell them, like, look, you cannot roast somebody that do the things they do to your mama on a nightly basis.
Exactly. Bro, like, I'm trying to save you, my nigga. Like, you don't understand.
Listen, it's not what you want.
Man, I swear to God, it's a hard line to walk. Being a dad is difficult, guys. Play fantasy and relieve some stress. But anyway, these goddamn kids. Moving on. Todd Gurley's, he need to stop. He need to just play football, bro. Just play football. Put up points. Like, come on. Pay attention. And I know the coach got in his ass when he came to the sideline. Like, listen here, bro.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I mean, you can't say too much to Gurley, but I would have.
No, you can't.
You really can't. But I'd be like, listen, all right, that was unnecessary.
When he punched it in 2 plays later.
True.
What you gonna say to him? And then another thing that I wanted to point out too. So you had your issues with Brett Favre. They just fired the head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I said Brett Favre.
Aaron Rodgers, yeah. Aaron Rodgers. Nigga, he looked like Brett Favre out there getting fucked up, man.
He do out there.
It's very frustrating.
I almost feel bad for him. Almost.
I do.
But anytime Green Bay, the Packers lose, bro, it's a happy day for me.
Yeah. Nah, not for me. Not for me. I fuck with them a little bit, but even more fantasy. Like, I went all in on Rodgers this year. I did not ride a secondary quarterback. We talked about that. I probably should have, but I just was like, fucking Rodgers, I'm good. I could focus on other shit. I could, you know what I'm saying, stock up on some other moves. Did not work out for me, man. He just been pedestrian all year, and then he gave up. You know, you seen his face. You seen the face. He gave up a minute ago.
He was defeated.
Yeah.
He went to the sidelines plenty of times defeated.
Yeah, man. It hurt.
It was a moment where I watched him sit down on the bench, and they had the camera on him a little longer. And he had his water bottle, and he put the water bottle up to his mouth to try and squeeze it, and nothing was in it. And I was like, that's just...
He had that sad, look, man. What the fuck, bro?
He looked worse. Like, God damn. I was like, nigga, that's the type of season you have right now. And I love it.
And he didn't even ask the trainer nobody for another bottle of water. He was just like, see, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. The fuck I'm talking about.
Niggas out here can't catch the ball. I can't get no water.
How they expect us to win, man? This is bullshit. Damn, man. Dog. Yeah, I didn't make the playoffs, man, because of that, because of everybody. I can go down the line on my roster of bad situations that weren't bad. You know, actually, I got some shining moments. Adam Humphries. If you got Adam Humphries, it's a good pickup. I hope you've been playing